We call this restaurant Southern Junction because the menu, the cuisine, is at the point where two completely different Southern cultures intersect. I grew up in Kerala, India, moved straight to Dallas, Texas. Like my entire history is based on the southern part of two different countries, two different sides of the world. So I figured, you know, put it together and now you have Southern Junction. I don't like using the word fusion because that now puts me in this box of having to force ingredients with each other, and that's not what we're doing here. Keep the flavors and the cooking techniques unique to what they are. You pay homage to that by making sure they play well with each other and complement each other on the meat tray. We've been nominated for a James Beard Award twice, finalists both years. We were rated number 6 for Texas-style barbecue joints outside of Texas by Texas Monthly. So it's not really authentic Texas barbecue, but it's Tex-ish. Southern Junction is located in Western New York in a wonderful little city called Buffalo. It's tailgate culture out here, so wings, beer, pizza, that's kind of what everything here was known for. Barbecue wasn't prevalent here at all, and that's where the Texas-style service really worked out in my favor, because when you're slicing everything to order and when you're interacting with people, you firsthand can just give people samples and get people acclimated to what we're doing.
We got barbecue or coconut curry. Here you go, sir. You're welcome. Enjoy your meal.
When people ask me, oh wow, you're in New York, must be hustle bustle, this, that, and all that crazy stuff. That's New York City, that's 6 hours away. Western New York is its own culture. It's very laid back and hospitable. Like kind of a hippie culture, just a bunch of people hanging out, having a good time. You know, they call Buffalo the city of good neighbors, and the culture here lives up to that vibe. Southern India, specifically the state of Kerala, is very unique in that that is the one part of India where there's a lot of people that eat beef, and there's a lot of very, very tasty beef dishes that I ate growing up. Specifically, beef cooked over live fire or beef cooked with a lot of very unique spice blends. So moving here, people are like, we don't know what that is, that's not even Indian. And I'm like, have you lived in India? No? Okay, because I did. I grew up there. Our smokers get started up around 6 in the morning. We just keep it going from 6 a.m. till probably like 11 p.m. Got this shovel from a buddy of mine. It's like 100 and some years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love this thing. It fits that smoker perfectly. For our smokers, we use primarily cherry wood. We cut in a little bit of oak here and there when it's in supply. For Western New York, it is the mildest flavored wood that I can pick up around here. Go by how many like Mississippis you could go before like you like moved your hand. So if you go to 3, then you're going decent. If you go through 5, you're too cold. If you touch it and you have to put your hand away, then you're grilling. So I'm like, oh man. Cart.
You can use that one.
This one? It's got that barbecue sauce label on it.
Oh yeah, no, that's an oil.
You guys always been doing oil binder?
I did it for years. I've never really liked using mustard as a binder. Honestly, probably more me than anything else, because if you put it on too thick, then your seasoning is like just flakes off, right? That. The flavor profiles in my barbecue rubs are the salt and pepper. We let the smoke and the seasoning level do the talking. We keep it simple, man. I think half of Texas is out in the middle of nowhere.
True that, yeah.
That's what I liked about Lubbock. We were like, when I lived there, it was like we're 6 hours from pretty much everything. Certain piece to it.
Yeah.
I started cooking Texas barbecue because I got my first real paycheck and I went out and bought a smoker and I thought I could cook brisket. what was this, 2005. So our dorms at Texas Tech used to do a brisket special. You know, a lot of people say, my first brisket sucked. My first brisket sucked. But it was addicting, the process of it. The whole start to finish, it was that thrill, right? Like when you cook for a crowd for that first time and you're like, whoa, this is cool. You know, I was like, I want to do this for a living one day. What you got going on in this smoker? Over here at the restaurant, we are very intentional of the proteins we source. But you know, a lot of times pork is like an afterthought. So one of the things we've been working towards was trying to build a relationship with our local pork farmers. And Mike's cool. The dude works like overtime and then supports his family with a homesteading farm. Like, come on, that's awesome. Mike taught me how to make sausage. He walked into my kitchen 5 years ago with a half pig over his shoulder and just dumped it on the prep table. He showed me how to break it down into the primals, and then we used, you know, those parts that we were gonna use for sausage. And someone who barely knew me at the time, and I was new to town and just starting out my business, and you know, I just sent out a quick message and I was like, if you're willing to help, and he's like, yeah, I'll be right there. Those are like some core things that have always stuck with me.
These guys are actually a combination of a pink pig and then this belted hog, which is the black and white, and that's a Hampshire, but these actually came from genetics out of Alabama. The color and even the way that there's actually intermuscular fat, like there's marbling in it, but the sows especially, systems like this, they usually breed them twice a year. So 20 piglets a year for 4 years if they keep that sow that long. A lot of people either send them off and they wind up like getting turned into pet food, or they wind up as like ground pork. It bugs me because I think that we can just respect them better by sending them off through people like you. And what's a better way to showcase that than barbecue? I've been trying to get somebody to sign on and do this for like 3 years now, and he was like the first one, like, okay, this is a way that we can definitely change things.
All right, massive news about this BBQ Story series. I'm finally launching a website. And what that means for you is more consistent episodes, because now I have a consistent funnel to generate leads for BBQ Story shoots. Being the videographer, editor, lead generator, and also the point of contact for my business, I'm so happy to have all of my leads put together in one organized, professional looking place. And I couldn't have done it without GoDaddy Arrow. I have seriously been sitting on a domain name for over 2 years now because I just don't have the time or the knowledge to design and launch a website. But with GoDaddy Arrow, I was able to launch my site for both desktop and mobile literally in minutes. I just answered a few questions about my business, the style I wanted, and the website features I was looking for, and GoDaddy Arrow put everything together. I was even able to make a logo super quickly because Arrow is powered by AI. So you can be super specific about your design choices, and Arrow brings it to life with just a few clicks. If you're a small business owner, whether it's your main thing or a side hustle, I'm telling you, take a few minutes, click the link in my description or scan the QR code on your screen right now and make your website with GoDaddy Arrow.
If I could just sell flat irons every day and get away with it, I would. That's gonna cook up real well. Hi, morning.
Hi.
Morning.
Hi, guys. Oh, I thought I was supposed to stand here and like gaze at you lovingly.
Oh no. Our bakery department and our catering department is headed up by my very, very talented wife, Lydia, who is the maker of the best cinnamon roll in the world.
That is insanely good. The dough is so soft. I think that might be the best cinnamon roll I've ever had in my life. I didn't even know you're standing over there. That is so good.
Working in a business together, it's very easy to burn out. And she's very good at noticing that and going, it's time for a trip, time for a hike. Don't go into this spiral of negativity. We met at Chandler Street, which was the location for my old kitchen.
I was working at a mushroom farm next door, and I saw him like running food to people's cars.
You know, we got to know each other, and next thing you know, I invited her over because I was just trying to figure out how to bake bread. You know, just guided me through the process, and next thing you know, we're, you know, getting to know each other pretty well, and here we are 5 years later, and we're married, and it's fantastic. It's awesome. She is the most caring person I know. Currently, we use 3 smokers. We have a 500-gallon offset that was built by my friend Kevin, a 200-gallon reverse flow smoker, our 1,000-gallon offset smoker, that's our little Cadillac. It is built by my farmer friend Ben. We are also getting a 4th smoker, a direct heat box. It's about a 6-foot direct heat pit.
So this is a direct heat pit, is what they call it. So it's basically just a giant charcoal grill where you got the burn barrel behind it that's making charcoal. You gotta shovel it in the bottom, spread it out a nice layer. And the beauty of these is all that rendering fat's dripping down on that coals, coming back out is awesome flavor.
He's a skilled fabricator, so having his help, you know, designing and building the pits that we use here day in, day out, it's been a game changer for this restaurant. He runs Olds Family Farms, and he supplies vegetables to quite a few farm-to-table restaurants here in town.
I'm running the farm here with my mother. My grandfather bought the farm back in 1963. My father ran the farm, now it's me, and now my kids here are helping me along. So we got 4 generations on the farm, so that's pretty cool. We have the privilege of supplying restaurants in the city of Buffalo with some fresh and seasoned produce, and Ryan at Southern Junction is one of the people we supply.
And we use, because of the way he farms, you know, vegetables come in season. Some stay in season longer than others, so we get a little creative on what we use. For example, right now we use his vegetables for some garnish items like our fennel slaw. We use cauliflower for our smoked cauliflower from him when it is in season. Mom was always cooking something. She was always grilling something. She had a little knockoff Weber on the rooftop that she'd, you know, grill chicken on and stuff like that. Seeing my mom share it with all our neighbors and people just coming over all the time, eating it and going, what you got there? And it being really good and celebrated, which is very similar to like a backyard party in Dallas. Kerala literally translates to the land of coconuts. So Kerala cuisine has coconut as an aspect, as an ingredient in every little dish. We use a lot of chili powder, turmeric, coriander, cumin, cardamom, cloves.
We add the brown butter, corn mixture, and then we've got our sugar and fresh ground cardamom seeds. They smell like Fruit Loops. Every day we make cornbread fresh from scratch, and then during service we're just continually making cornbread. So it's like always hot. You're never eating cornbread that's more than like an hour old. It's part of our routine and our system during service. So.
I started working in a professional kitchen in 2011. I was working the saute line, the grill line, all that stuff, and kept my day job, so it was a slog for a little while. So I did that for many years until I moved to Buffalo when I had the opportunity to work with just this incredible chef, Scott. And I probably learned a lot more in that 1 year than most people in a lifetime.
What? Rice? Rice? Thank you.
My family just bakes a lot, so we always had cookies in the house, always had pies, and I think it was like a rite of passage for the women in my family. I've just always liked baking and I love eating, so I wanted to make food that I like to eat. Ryan told me about the bread that he ate in South India. He was describing it and he was like, it's kind of like potato bread, but it's white and pillowy, and I was like, that sounds like milk bread, I'm gonna try to make it. So I looked up a bunch of recipes, and then I kind of was just making milk bread for a month straight, and I finally got the texture right, and then Ryan would be like, it needs to be sweeter. In Kerala, the bread's a little sweeter. So it's definitely like classic shokupan, Japanese milk bread, but it's a little bit sweeter. I just think it pairs really well with barbecue, and I think it's fun because it's a little bit of a challenge because it's not like your standard bread.
Ooh, buddy. Wow. Awesome, thank you. Wow, it's so fluffy. It's crazy.
It's like a brisket. You gotta squeeze it. You gotta squeeze it.
Sounds good.
When I moved to Texas, the first thing I experienced was how warm and friendly everybody was. That was something else. You're eating all kinds of different food, listening to music that you've never heard of. I started listening to older Texas artists, Ray Wiley Hubbard, Townes Van Zandt. For me, that was like what Texas was all about. Like just hanging out, cooking barbecue, listening to music. So there's a phrase that my grandma used to say, and it wasn't meant to be inspirational. It was more of a, on with it, boy. Marian mala chamakom. What that means is, in a gist, don't procrastinate. Moving to a whole new country, we had to build from the ground up. All had to work multiple jobs, even myself, once I was of age. We had to hustle to get to where we are.
Ryan, he's such a hard worker and he doesn't get resentful. He's the one who, like, after working 16-hour shift is laughing and reaching out to people, and he doesn't let like the exhaustion or the grind take away his positivity, his sense of humor. That's why I love him.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday, we're open from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then on Sundays, we're open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Buffalo itself is more of a dinner town. So for us, it makes sense to open right when people are getting off work, on their way home. Here at Southern Junction, if you walk in through those doors, I want you to feel like you just walked into some old barbecue place in Texas. You walk up, you're greeted by the meat cutter, you get to pick out your meats, and then you just kind of wander off. We do have like a little specials menu that we do run that has more cost-effective items, mostly because barbecue is expensive. I still want to make part of my menu affordable for folks who just want to come in, have a quick bite to eat, like the Barbecue Foldy, which is our smoked and chopped beef. It's an Malaysian-style paratha with a little fennel slaw in it. It's one of my favorite things on the menu.
Oh my gosh, I love the bread. So crispy, but
it's like flaky. It's a laminated dough, and then we throw it on a flat top, and there you have it.
Oh, this is absurd, man. This is so good.
That's like the one thing when people come in here, and just like, you gotta have one of those.
That is hits, dude.
Brisket in its current form, where you trim it, slice it, treat every part of that brisket as slice only. But I grew up eating chop. If you want that old school Texas bite, get the chop sandwich, man. Put some pickles and white onion on it, and let's go. This, I won't lie, it's my favorite bite of barbecue I've had in a long time. So we have smoked flat irons. So we take the whole flat irons, we treat it just like a brisket, cook it till it's tender, and we rest it, and then we slice it. It's just soft.
Man, more barbecue menus have to have this. Seriously, oh my gosh.
If you want like a true beefy, smoky bite, and you don't want to splurge on like a beef rib or something like that, it's just
good.
wild. I don't even put sauce on it. We have our dip chicken, which is a smoked half chicken. It's called dip chicken because my niece saw me dipping it one time and she just went dip. And I was like, oh, all right, that's gonna be the name for it. It's dipped in a spiced coconut oil and curry leaves.
All right, we got Ben the smoke builder over here.
That's the most Texas thing, right? Everybody, like one by one, people start showing up and you just start scooting down.
Yeah, it's a family affair, man. All right,
Cheers.
Yeah, the chicken itself is cooked so well. Because chicken, a lot of times when you make barbecue chicken, it's like the first bite tastes good, but then it kind of gets bland. That was
all the way
through and through, just a very flavorful chicken.
We have our pork ribs, nothing more than salt, pepper, and a little paprika in the rub. Then we glaze it with local maple.
Classic Texas rib right there. What makes it so special to me This is because of the order in which we ate everything. It was starting to get kind of spicy for me. I was starting to like, you know, you can see it, I'm like sweating right now. And it might just be a trick of the palate because we've had so much spicy. It's so sweet, but I love it though. It almost reminds me of like candied bacon.
That's kind of what I was going for.
Okay.
So usually, just because, like you said, half that menu is just like a slap in the face with spice, and you'll see on the sides too, like similar, like the cornbread's pretty sweet. So we start with our cardamom cornbread, so it's very unique, and I think people like it a lot. So we'll keep that on the menu.
Some dang good cornbread. Wow. What I like about it is the flavor of it. So it's very different than Jiffy. Like a lot of times I go to places and I have cornbread and it's like, this tastes like Jiffy, but way better. Like this tastes like a very unique cornbread.
Yep, that's the cardamom in it. So it's kind of gives it that floral kind of.
Floral, definitely. Yeah, it's exactly the flavor I'm experiencing right now. This stands out.
You're on a cornbread train.
This stands out.
That's awesome. We do have our biryani rice, which is what I consider our signature dish. So it's a brisket biryani.
It's so complex. The fried onion, the biryani, it checks all the boxes of what you want from like a side. I love it.
Very good. It's crazy how flavorful the rice is, right? It's not just by color to make it look pretty. All that color that's in that rice is like pure flavor.
Well,
so good.
The sauce for the rice has a ton of smoked brisket in it. And it's cooked for like, it was like 3.5, 4 hours. And it's layered with like all kinds of flavor. We've got strawberry pie. It is Lydia's pie crust recipe, which is good. Little toasted pistachios on it, and it's just to die for.
All right, new guest coming in. Slide on down. Best bite, best bite.
Yep.
That is like the kiss goodnight on the tray. You know what I mean? Like,
see you later.
And I'm super impressed with this place, man. You guys are killing it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So when people come in here and they try the trays of meat that we put together for them, and they have that first bite of cornbread or that biryani or brisket with some coconut curry sauce, I think my favorite thing is just watching someone's face when they're like, I get what you're trying to do now. So that's why we keep doing it.